Okay, hello everyone. So Friday, let's start. As usual, we're going to start with the news, right? So we've got 4:30, 4:30, and 5:45. Why is that important? Because if I check the news and then I got my hours for Friday, I can see if there are setup hours. So you can see I've got 5:05, 5:45. Okay, so that's important because if there's news coming out at 5:45, I should check myself where I'm at 5 o'clock. I got 4:30 here. If I got 4:30 there, I need to see where I need to be at the latest 3:05. So I got to see where I'm at, if it's good to trade or not. Is the technical level or not? Do I want to straddle or not? Etc. So you can plan ahead. Okay, so knowing the hours and obviously is better. So yesterday we had these hours and then we were targeting the evening and then it pretty much went in that way. Let's see how things panned out. This is gold. Now yesterday with gold, it was right over here. I did the video, I think, around here. And then the market dipped down here. I don't know if I posted that actually, but I remember posting something. All right, so, but this was a zone, like, as you know, here on the Thursday, there you go, right? 8:45. And then you can see after that, I didn't have anything until like the afternoon, right? So then it was like, it made sense to follow the up move. Why? Remember, the reason I'm doing the video with a bit of explanation is so that we can also get practice and understand how our system is working, right? As you know, we're all into technical analysis. So the market made an impulse move. Tuesday was a swing day, right, for gold. So I didn't trade on this day because I thought it was going to come down lower and then we could go up, but it didn't. So it made a swing day on Tuesday. No hard feelings, nothing lost. The next day I said we could go in. In fact, I had a trade here and here. I had one stopped out here, no loss of love. I had another one stopped out here. To be honest, I had three stops out, three stop outs, okay? And the last one was, both of them ended up with a loss because I ended up with a loss here when I entered down here just above the weekly pivot. It was staying up nice and easy, and then with the news after the FOMC, it crashed. Okay, so I got to stop out here. But like I said, it's no loss of love because the stop losses are just tight. So when I opened up the chart and I said to myself, okay, so Asia bought up again. So if it pulls back, it's logical to buy. And this was the zone. And then as you can see, until the New York session, there was nothing really to talk about at all. All right. And then London opened, market pushes up nice and easy. It just kept going. And I did say we should be going into 9:50 to 10:25, which is around those hours, as you can see. And the market stabilized around there. Okay, so with gold, now what to do? So if you've missed a swing day, wait for the pullback, because impulse, pullback, trading hour. We didn't have a trading hour here, which is unfortunate. Okay, but we had one here yesterday. So if you took it, you should have been like having a great day. Today is a swing day for gold. All right, so if we come up here, as you can see on there, we've got Friday swing day. So let's check it out. So we must be heading for a target somewhere on the weekly. If I check it out, as you can see, we keep pushing up. This is nice and easy. Okay, now yesterday I also said this zone is a bit dangerous, but buying is okay because of that. Okay, that was the impulse, that's the pullback, and now we're going up. Okay, so it filled in all the gaps, it's back up here, and it's all good. Now we can get rid of this. It's clearly bullish, so you don't want to be standing in front of it. And we've got room to go on the daily into the 77, 78, 2,832.44. So 2832, 2832. And 44, 2832 is there. And 44 is pretty much there. Okay, let's just come up here. All right, so we still have a bit of room to go up. So if we want to follow the impulse again, as you can see, it's now in a rectangle mode. Okay, let me put the hours in here. I haven't put them in yet. Okay, so they're in here. Now the important hours to look out for, I mean, obviously all the hours are kind of like important. When you have a lot of hours, you just have to be a bit more careful and a bit more picky. All right, so from 5 o'clock to 5:45, obviously that's going to be for us a bit important. And then we should have from 7 to 7:30. Well, 7 o'clock, right, my time, it's actually 6:57. My time is when you should be like on top of your game. All right, so that's the time when the market should, if it's going to take a turn, like a retracement, that's the time. The market will be, and also look for 5 to 5:45, because 5 to 5:45 is looking like a reversal, right? 7 to 7:30 could be a retracement or a reversal. Okay, in any case, they'll be good to stick your head in, and then you can follow it until 9 to 9:45, possibly to 10:15, but 9 to 9:45 is safe. You need to be on top of it then and follow your trade accordingly. Okay, in the morning, is there a good hour? You're saying maybe. 2:55 was, let's take a look at, that's 1:55. So that's 1:55 like here. Like 2 o'clock, let's say. That's your 2 o'clock. So that's right here. So from here, we might see the market sizzling down a little bit. Okay, so we might see the market retracing into 3 o'clock. Okay, 3 o'clock. So 3 o'clock is something you can also keep an eye out for. All right. This is obviously for gold a bit too high. It's the high of yesterday. So unless the market breaks out and closes above there like yesterday, right? Yesterday the market broke out here. It broke above the high here and, you know, started closing above. This is a good thing to keep an eye out for. Why? Because this was the high of Wednesday. Once it started breaking out and sticking around on top of it, you can see that's like aggressive. Okay, if it just goes up and moves back in quickly, it's a bit tricky. Okay, because it might be a stop sweep to sell off again. But if that's the swing day, that's the retracement, that's the breakout, you know, it's like all the things in our toolbox we can use on all of them. Okay, we could have used it here. Also for Wednesday, remember on Wednesday I said, guys, we can come back here. And if it does, you know, it'll be a good, you know, place to buy in any case, because it would have made the 37.5 pullback, which is always what we're looking for. And then from here, it's good to push up. Okay, the only thing is, we didn't have a trade hour right here. We did for the euro dollar, so I took that one and I posted it. So same here is a bit tricky. All right, so we'll have to keep a tight grip here. It's also a swing day, so this can take two forms. It can turn into a runner. Okay, so that could be a runner. If that's the case, that's your runner. Oh, why does it do these silly things? That's the runner. Okay, so from here. So if we're dipping down here or here, you can go long. From here, like I did yesterday, it's also doable. You can do that. When can you do that? Around 9:36 my time, I guess. Okay, and if it doesn't take action from there, okay, from 9:40 onwards, like 9:30 onwards, don't muck around with it, okay, because there's room to also kind of like pull back. Why? Because this situation here is a strong situation. The others that are coming up is not that strong. All right, so that's why. Also here yesterday there was a strong case for us to enter at 9:30. Okay, there was a nice case at 8:45. So those were like, strong time periods in our timing calculation, so we could stick our head in. Here, this is strong, and these ones aren't so strong. So if that's the strong one, these can just flow after the strong flow into a place where we're going to get a strong move again, and that's going to happen at 3 p.m. my time. So as at 3 p.m., you got to be on your toes, ready for action, right? And that's how it is. So we still have a bit of room to go up. You could push up into 2,800s, okay? So if the market wants to pull back into the daily pivot as well, you need to buy. Now, sooner or later, they're going to slap this down again, all right? Something like this, okay? So the market is going up, 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 and up, and up, like here. And then we're going to have like a boom, boom, get back to reality, and then, okay, start going back up again. And that's the whole idea with the upwards trend or a downwards trend, the opposite. So what you don't want to be doing is buying at the tops and getting stuck with it. This is why knowing the swing days in advance is important, because then we understand we could be retracing, okay? And Friday is a swing day. Let's take a look at euro dollar. Now with the euro dollar, remember our notion is to come further down, okay? I had a buy entry here, okay, on Wednesday, okay. On here there was nothing really to do, okay. News came out when I said there was nothing really to do. If you bought here and here, you still would have been okay. Now remember, look, this is a trading hour, support, and markets moving up, news coming out, boom, going up, okay, with the hour. Look how precise that is, boom, okay. You should have covered the trade for sure, okay. And then what? And then the market went back down again, okay. But we expected that. Remember what I've been saying? I said, guys, we want to pull back into here. If this is a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 first wave of a beginning structure, then we want to come back down here. So the market selling into here shouldn't surprise you, and selling further down is okay. All right, so on the euro dollar as well, selling further down is okay. As you know, we had Tuesday and Wednesday for a swing day. Tuesday or Wednesday, Tuesday, Wednesday. All right, so like the next swing day, we don't have a next swing day until next week on this one. So this is pretty much like, hey, sell me down. All right, where to? Here. All right, so this is the zone. That 37.5, that red bar is where you should be targeting. And as you can see, we've got a PST breakdown. What's the hour? Let's see. The hours to go for could be here. No gaps. Okay. If one opportunity, if it comes back up, you can sell again. If it retests Asia, you can sell again. If you want to wait for New York, you can. Okay. I'm going to do a short video as well today. Keep an eye out for that on YouTube as well. Okay. On how we can enter setups in a practical way, according to how we learn in technical analysis. All right, so with the euro dollar as well, heading down is not looking like too bad. Okay, you might say, Marty, what's all the lines here? Well, we've got to sell and buy somewhere, right? So we're making lines, and this is where the supports are. All right, come on. Now, if we break away from this chain, I'm just going to get rid of these now. Okay, if we break away from those chains, those shackles, then we've got room to come down, okay, all the way into 1.02, 0320, 0290 is looking hot. 35 on the PST, 1.0271, 1.0215. We're just going to go step by step. Okay, so 0214 is down here, and 71. Okay, 0271 is there, pretty much the low of the previous week. All right, so heading into here is what we'd like to do. All right, so any pull up you want to sell, you can. If the market keeps pushing down, you can. All right, just follow it through. Just remember to do your money management accordingly. If you're using PST, look, selling on the highs at obviously a trading hour, sometimes the market's just going sideways. So where you want to sell is where the PST is high. If your bias is to sell like here, right? If your bias, it's a weekly pivot. So market is it a trading hour? No. Okay, it's not a trading hour. But if it was, or if you do still want to sell the high, okay, then the PST needs to come up. So here as well, PST is up. So if the market comes down, then we go back up again, and on the PST you're on the highs, then matches a trading hour as well, nail it. Okay, until then we don't have much to talk about. So on Friday, this 8:30 is the time zone we're looking for. All right. And also, if you've learned timing from me, just make sure you're keeping an eye on the clock. It'll really help you out understand where there is a condition and the timing of the condition. Okay, if there's any choppy moves, the energy, and so on. That's that. So if we kind of like slide down, I'm suspecting things will keep pushing in that direction. Let's take a look at SP 500. SP 500. I didn't do anything on this at all. I just had gold yesterday, and then I wanted to call it a day because I don't work on Fridays, so just closed it and let it go. Now, on the SP 500, remember, if that's the swing day, and our next swing day for the indices was Thursday or Friday, so obviously we're like pushing up into it, on the weekly as well. So it's like much easier to get your bias if you know the swing days. And if from a swing day you're bouncing off, so we'll head up. Where to head up to is always a question. Let's first of all also check these hours. Yesterday, right, on Thursday, 4:30 is going to be 3:30. Let's see where 3:30 is. Well, New York is there. So 3 o'clock, that's your 3:30. All right, and the market makes a big push up. And then, let's bring this one. 5:20. 5:20 on the platform because I got 6:20. That's your 5:20. Whoops. There. And then we're like targeting 9:50. So obviously this was not a very good one, was it? 9:50. okay, which is going to be 850, which is pretty much there. Okay, 850 and 1025, so there. 925, I guess, is going to be around there. Okay, so pretty much here. So, how to deal with this kind of stuff? Well, here, the only thing you could have done is to buy with a tight stop loss. If you did, you would have been stopped out. Why? Because this was the support where they took off, market came back, did a chip chop, chop chop, chip chop, chop chop, whatever, took everybody's stop out, and then pushed up. So this was dangerous. You would have probably lost here. Okay, if you bought that to push up, you would have made money. If you bought that to push up, you would have been stopped out here. Okay, it's just like a goner. Okay, so not much to talk about here on this one. As you can see, it is a bit choppy and going forward. Now, because Friday is a swing day, question is, where should we be swinging? So the market may still push up a little bit, okay, and that's all right. If it does, let's see where from. Here, this is, okay, this is an M trend line, so about 6,120, I guess. We're going to be in this zone, all right. So if the market comes back up here, it's filled in the gap. All right, so the gap is filled in. The market may sell off again, okay, which is fine. On the weekly, it's got room to go, okay. So it's a bit tricky because we can still push up, I guess. How do you want to buy it? You'd want to be buying it, obviously, either if we come down again, okay, like here. Okay, if we come back down here into here, all right, to the daily pivot and the low of yesterday, then if it's a trading hour, it's doable. But it's a bit just tricky because of the news coming out and the setups at 5 and 7. If the market is high, a dip down could be the way to go. So Friday, I don't trade on Friday specifically for this reason, because the weekend is a bit of a closed door and don't want to leave anything open unless I'm pretty confident. And this is yesterday as well, not very, it's not giving a lot of confidence. Okay, so with this, if the two things you can do, if during the news we're down and you want to go up, okay, we can. Just be mindful for a similar scenario like this. As you can see, it's been kind of like repeating itself. Boom, 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 boom. All right, let's see the same pattern here. Boom, 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 boom. Boom, 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 boom. All right, so there's a pattern here. It should end soon. Okay, it's not going to go on forever, but sometimes we get these patterns that go on for a few days. So it's worth keeping an eye out for any movements like that. If we are at highs and you want to look for a sell, I'm okay with that because it's a swing day, and if we're high, I'm okay with looking out for sell opportunities. Do it at least around double high or slightly higher with divergence, and draw your trend line so you have some kind of a, like here, you've got some kind of a zone there where you're looking for a turnaround, okay, or a sell trade, because that's too far out. If it pulls back, it's a better deal because we've got on the weekly, daily, we can push up. But if it's hanging out there and you want to sell, do it with a grain of salt, caution, that is. Do it cautiously. All right. Yes, I'm a bit not so confident on this one. Okay, small bars mucking around. It could be going like this, like this, like this, and then next week we might have a big boom down and so on. So just be mindful. If it does come down, in any case, we're going to look for buy opportunities again. Okay, If it breaks out from here, obviously don't stand in front of it. Then next week a pullback will be good to go up. Okay, just think of it that way. Let's take a look at Dow Jones, Nasdaq, and Bitcoin. Call it a day. Now with the indices, as you know, they're all going together. So this is where we're at. Okay, so this is not a bad place for this market to turn around. And I like that. We're at the top. So on Friday with the news, if the Dow sells off, it's not a bad idea. And for Dow, it is also a swing day. Okay, so Friday for the Dow is also a swing day. So selling here is okay. If it breaks out in any case and you were wrong, then your stop loss shouldn't be too far out. That 77 is 45,150. So stop should be above that. Okay. On the weekly, let's see if we're at anyway. Yes, on the weekly it's like nice and strong. Okay. So we might actually close higher on an upbeat, and then Monday might look for a retracement. Okay. So in any case, that's how it is. What to do? Let's get rid of that. Okay, I'm still going to keep this here because this is going to be support resistance. Now, since on the weekly you see the market is above that line and it's sitting nicely there on the opening, dip down for the stops and the gap closure and pushing upwards. So this zone is still a sell zone. All right, on the weekly. So on the daily, this zone for us is a sell zone. It might do a stop sweep, like go up quickly and then come back, and then next week it might sell off as well. But these little bars like this, you see little bars, and then a good retracement is nice to see. It's either going to break up or down. If you're at the highs, obviously you want to take a short position and go with the flow if it matches a swing day especially. Today's a swing day, so then what you might want to do is wait for next week for the move. All right, and that could also be the way to go. All right? So you don't have to rush it. If they sold off, then next week we should have a retracement to take another position, and then we can play it that way too. Nasdaq, with the AI stuff happening, news going around, market took a beating. Funny how it took a beating on our swing day. Okay, because it's not funny, it's just the way things are working. Okay, this is life. Everybody thinks there is coincidence, but there isn't. So, as you can see, that's how it is. All right, so China brings it out. It's on a swing day. Okay, so it's all pre-calculated by us. And on a swing day, that's your zone. That's your manipulation bar. If you're trading the Nasdaq, you would be on top of it in any case. And that's where the market is going up into Friday today. Okay, so closing the gap, I said we should probably close the gap. If it does, then selling again is an option. Okay, because this zone is all sell zone. So we talked about that last week. So the market selling was logical. Now picking up, closing the gap. Want to resell again, maybe an option. Unless this thing high breaks out, there's nothing to talk about. 62 here is a target, which is 22,005. And you can see 22,005 is going to be in this box pretty much. Okay, so if we go back up again, stop sweep, and then sell off, that's also fine. At that price on the weekly, target 62, 21,724. So write it down, 21,724, because those levels are going to be important. 22,005, 21,71424, something like that, right? 21,724, which is pretty much there. 724. All right. So yeah, big dip, and that's also, look, closing the gap there. How coincidental is that? PST figure, closing gap, selling off. Okay, so keep an eye out for that. If you have a sudden hit there, the market will want to sell. If you want to wait for a U-turn, if it's a trading hour, you can. Bitcoin. With Bitcoin too, I did say highs are good to sell, lows are good to buy according to that sideways market that I showed you guys. If you want to go in between, I did say you got to match your technical analysis as always. Okay, so this is yesterday, market pushing up. Also with Bitcoin, remember, swing day is a Saturday, so that's your Friday today. If you want to buy again on the Friday, 52.95, price 103.136, 103.136 is about here. Okay, that's a level there. There's a slight gap here. I did mark this zone. If it dips back down into here as a trading hour you want to buy, you can. You can see this is a big push down. Market sideways up to sell is okay. So if we go back up again, if they want to sell, it's logical. Okay, I'd like to do it on a swing day though. So if the market comes back up again, you can see this is the sideways market. If I bring this down a little bit, this is your zone. All right. Okay. So then, and I'll just push this up a little bit. Okay, there. All right, because this is going to be this is where the market's closed up, right? So, all right. There. All right, so you can see all the market has been closing and opening above this line. We have had wicks, that's fine. Same here, opening, closing above, below the line with wicks above it. So stop hunting there, stop cleaning there, that's fine. And so if we go back up, stop clean, if the market closes below the line, it's a swing day, you want to sell, you can. Right? And that's how it is. And then if we pull back again into a trend line, you can buy. If the market comes down first and you want to buy to go there, sell is okay. But just remember, we're at the highs. So if you're going to buy and sell, if you're going to buy, especially if you're going to do buying trades, just make sure you're in and out of your game at the right time and price, because if they sell, they might just push it, and then you know how that would go. Have a good weekend.